Based on what we understand and summarize from the book about the interactionist approach is developed by William Squarch. It's based on the idea that there is a close relationship between people and their environment. Social work's main role is to connect or mediate between the individual and society so that both can help each other achieve self-fulfillment. So basically, the two are connected. A person needs support, care, and opportunities from society para mag-grow and to live well, while ang society naman needs active, healthy, and responsible people to make the society strong and balanced. For example, para mas maintindihan siya, if a person is wala siyang trabaho, ang role ni social worker is mag-help to find them training or job opportunities. Tapos ibalik ng tao na yun sa society is maging productive siya sa buhay niya, sa work niya, mga ganon, and sa way na yun nakaka-benefit ang society by adding a skilled worker to the community.
The mediating function. According to Swartz, the main function of social work is not just to help individuals or society alone, but to focus on the relationship between them. So basically, Swartz is saying na ang social work isn't just about helping people one by one or helping society in general. It's more about keeping the connection between the person and society strong, like making sure they understand and support each other. Social work acts as a bridge that keeps the connection alive between people and the system they belong to, such as the family, school, community, workplace, or social agencies. In short, social work is like being a bridge. It connects people to the system around them, like their family, school, or community, para everything stays balanced and everything works together smoothly. When people have troubles connecting with this system, the social worker steps in to mediate, making sure both sides understand each other and work together. So, if ever na merong misunderstanding or gap between a person and the system, like my problem with school or family, the social work steps in as a mediator. Siya yung nag-explain both sides para they can cooperate and solve the issues together. Worker skills and two interrelated responsibilities. A social worker's skills come from two connected responsibilities. Number one, helping the individual or client. The worker help the client deal with the system that affects their problems, for example, hospitals, schools, or community offices. So, first responsibility is to help the client handle whatever system is causing their problem. Like kung may issues sila sa hospitals or schools, is si social workers yung tumutulong para maayos yun. And number two is helping the system. The workers help the system or institution reach out to the client and deliver service properly. Then, the second one is helping the system itself, meaning tinutulungan ni social work yung institution like school or agency to do their job better and connected with the client properly.
The diaphragm relationship of force in the interactionist approach. Number 1, client, individual or group. Number 2, system, agencies, family, school, organization, etc. 3, social worker. The diaphragm shows how the social worker connects the client and the system. The client can be a person or a group in the system, or can be a family, agency, or community. The social worker stays in the middle to mediate between them. It shows the both the client and system reach out to each other because they need to interact. The social worker uses skills to help them communicate and work together. According to Sachs, this interaction can include conflict, cooperation, confrontation, or negotiation depending on the situation. The goal is not just make a peace, but to create a real and fair exchange between the client and the system. Explanation of that. Individual, Each person acts based on how they interpret situation. Interaction. People communicate using symbols like words, gesture, or expressions. Society. Over time, repeated interaction form norms, values, and shared meanings that shape society. Meaning and symbols. These are central forces. Individual assign meaning to symbols, and through interaction, these meanings are maintained or changed. In short, individuals create society through interaction, and society influence how individuals behave and interpret meaning. Example, imagine two students meeting for the first time. One student smiles and waves. The other interprets this as friend lines. They begin conversation. Over time, such friendship become a part of school.
The group in the interactionist approach. In this approach, the social worker has two main responsibilities because they deal with two clients. One, each group member. The worker helps every person adjust and build a good relationship with the group. For example, the social worker makes sure everyone feels comfortable and accepted. They help members open up, understand each other, and build positive relationship. 2. The group as a whole. The worker helps the group connect and work well with the bigger systems like the agency, community, or neighborhood. For example, the social worker helps the group stay connected with the world outside like the agency, community, or the neighborhood they belong to. The social worker makes sure that the group goals fit with the larger system and that they work together smoothly. In simple terms, the social worker acts as a both guide and a bridge, guiding individuals to grow and building bridges between the group and the bigger community. The group is seen as a part of interdependent people, meaning everyone affects each other and works together. The social worker is also part in this team and help the group reach its goals. However, the worker's role is limited and focused. They guide the group only where needed and for a specific time. This approach doesn't require any special types of people to form a group. What matters is that the members need each other and are willing to work together on shared problem or task. The agency's role is to support the group in solving this problem. The group in this approach has four major features. Number 1, the group is a collective in which people face and interact with each other. This means the members meet, talk, and shared experiences. They build the relationship and learn from one another. Example, in a women support group, members sit together to share how they feel and give advice to one another. The people need each other for certain specific purposes. Members join because they can help and support one another in solving problems or reaching goals. Example, a group of out-of-school youth may form a study group to help each other pass the alternative learning system as example. Number 3. People come together to work on a common task. The group has shared goals or issues they wanted to solve. Everyone works together and takes part in activities. For example, a community group might work together to clean their neighborhood or start a livelihood project. Therefore, the work is embedded in a relevant agency function. The group's purpose is connected to the goals of the agency that helps them. The agency agency provides support, guidance, and resources. Example, a group formed in a health clinic may focus on helping mothers care for their children's nutrition, matching the clinic mission to promote good health.
Phases of the work. According to William Schwartz, the work in the interactionist approach has 4 phases or stages. Each phase helps guides the social worker should understand and do with her working in a group. Phase. There are 3 important parts to look at. Number 1. Assumptions. These are the beliefs or expectation the worker has about how people behave or what might happen during that stage. Example, the worker believes taken as true without proof, influencing decisions and actions. Identifying and validating them is crucial for planning and the risk management. Example, naglalakad ka sa isang madilim na kalye sa gabi at naririnig ang mga hakbang sa likod mo. Ang iyong assumption ay maaaring may tao sa likod ko na maaaring magnanakaw. Ito ay batay sa karanasan o takot, ngunit hindi ito tiyak na totoo. Maaaring yun ay isang kaibigan o isang hayop lang. Bakit ito assumption? Hindi mo direktang nakita ang tao, kaya ito ay isang palagay na maaaring maging mali. Maaari itong humantong sa error kung hindi mo ito susulitin. Halimbawa, sa pamamagitan ng pagtingin sa likod. Number 2. Value outcomes. These are the goals or results the worker wants to achieve in that stage. Example, the outcome might be prioritize goals or results a worker aims to achieve in a particular. These outcomes guide decision making, resources, allocation, and effort prioritization. Example sa valued outcomes is pag-expand ng operasyon ng isang skincare company sa ibang bansa based sa sales data, lumawak ang global reach at nabawasan ang shipping cost na nagdala ng mas malaking kita at market share. Number 3. Implementing acts. These are the actions or techniques the worker uses to reach those goals. Example, if applying structural aids lends to implementing acts, one would look at how group dynamics within across agencies or member states facilitate or hinder adoption of implementing rules. The worker actions are techniques used to achieve specific goals or outcomes, focusing on how works get done effectively. Halimbawa, implementing act para sa isang bagong pambansang programa sa edukasyon. Isang batas ang nagbigay ng pambansang layunin na itaas ang kalidad ng edukasyon at maglaan ng pundo para sa mga bagong kurikulum.
The Ospital ng Bayan is a major government hospital with a Medical Social Service (MSS) department. Usually, this department will provide casework helping one person at a time with individual emotional, social, and financial problems. However, in 1996, a social worker, Ms. J, recognized a crucial opportunity to use group work to help patients facing the same illness support each other. This is a much more efficient and empowering approach for shared problems. The target group was women in the obstetrics and gynecology ward diagnosed with HMOL or hydatidiform mole. This is an abnormal, non-viable pregnancy where the uterus fills with grape-like cysts. The treatment is aggressive, lengthy, and highly demanding, often lasting 6 months or more. It involves surgery or curettage, and it often requires extended chemotherapy. The side effects are very severe, such as baldness, mouth sores, and extreme physical discomfort. The disease primarily affects poor women, meaning the treatment journey is not only physically taxing but also financially catastrophic. Ms. J organized a group of 8 women ages 24 to 42, all battling HMOL. Her preliminary interviews uncovered 2 deep shared concerns that demanded a group solution. They did not understand their They did not understand their illness. They lacked the crucial health literacy about what is HMOL about and its demanding treatment. They had problems with hospital rules and staff. Their social needs and rights were being neglected by the institution itself. So, the group meet weekly for 2 hours, establishing a safe, regular space for the support. Now, the goal for these group sessions were comprehensive in addressing both the personal and institutional trauma, express and understand their feelings, to provide emotional relief and mutual validation, learn about the disease, and for them to improve their health knowledge and compliance with the long treatment plan, and know where to get help for them to identify and access financial and social resources, fix their problems with the hospitals. This is the most critical group action goals, empowering them to advocate for systemic change. Now, focus on the 5 main problems and advocacy targets. The group quickly identified 5 group major systemic problems that group action was required to address. These problems transcended individual cases. They were institutional injustices. Uniforms. They felt the uniforms were stigmatizing, making them look like prisoners and adding to their feelings of being sick. Number 2 is the food distribution. A clear issue of equity. The food was not fairly divided, leaving those at the end of the line hungry. And rude guards. The hospital security were reported as rude and sometimes even hurtful to their caregivers. Medicine availability. Essential medication were frequently not available in the hospital pharmacy, forcing the poor patients to buy expensive drugs outside. Financial help. The process to secure funds for their long, expensive drug regimen was excessively difficult and complicated. The HMO group at Hospital ng Bayan is a powerful example of social work as advocacy. Ms. J used the group modality not just for emotional support but as a mechanism for collective action. By bringing these 8 women together, she transformed their shared individual distress into a unified voice capable of tackling and fixing the systemic institutional barriers, from unfair food distribution to medication availability, that were preventing them from the healing.
So this is the continuation of the HMO disease, but in the sessions area only. I'm going to report the session 3 to 13, and I just summarized it because in the book it was too lengthy. So in the session 3 is dito nagsimula mag-open up yung mga babae at i-share ang kanilang kwento tungkol sa how they discover that they had a HMO. So basically, many cried because they still felt pain, fear, and confusion. The social worker encouraged them to talk, listen, and comfort each other. So in the session number 4, the women began to trust the group more. They shared how people reacted badly to their illness through gossip or rejection. The social worker helped them understand that it was not their fault. So in the session number 5, the women learned more about the HMO. The social worker explained that it is a medical condition, not a curse or punishment. They asked questions about its causes, treatments, and recovery. In the session number 6, the women shared their physical experiences like bleeding, pain, and hospital treatment. They realized their stories were similar and felt supported by one another. In the session number 7, the women focused on emotional healing. They talked about the sadness of losing what they thought was a pregnancy. The social worker guided them to accept session number 8, the women learned about self-care and health maintenance. They discussed proper diet, enough rest, and regular checkups. They also learned how to take care of themselves in future pregnancies. In the session number 9, members practiced problem solving. They shared real problems such as being judged by others or not being supported by their partners. Together, they gave advice and emotional support to one another. In the session number 10, the focus was on building self-confidence. The social worker encouraged each woman to see her worth and move forward positively. They also practiced how to respond to insensitive comments from others with calm and self-respect. In the session number 11, the women looked back on their progress. They noticed they had become stronger, happier, and more open. They shared how they applied what they learned in their daily lives. In the session number 12, the women talked about their future goals. They shared their dreams and plans to help other women with HMO. Some wanted to teach others to stop wrong news about the illness. In the last session, or the session 13, the women celebrated their journey. They reflected on how they changed from being scared and ashamed to feeling strong and united. They expressed gratitude to each other and the social worker for the guidance.
Crisis intervention approach. This is a social workers help people, families, or groups, or even a community who are going through a sudden problem or emergency that upsets their normal life. The goal here is to help them cope, reduce stress, and restore balance quickly. So basically, the crisis intervention approach is how social workers help people, families, or even the communities na dumadaan sa biglaan at mabibigat na problem like accidents, disasters, or emotional breakdowns. It's like when something happens suddenly, the person might feel lost, stressed, or confused. And then the main goal here is to help them calm down, think clearly again, and bring back their normal life. It's even though it's not for long-term therapy, but for immediate help and emotional support that so that they can handle the situation better. CISD, or the Crisis Incident Stress Debriefing. This is a special type of crisis intervention. It is usually used after big, stressful events like natural disasters, accidents, or traumatic incidents. In CISD, trained people guide a group of affected individuals to talk about their experiences, express their feelings, and learn how to handle stress. It helps people recover emotionally and mentally after a crisis. So, CISD is more specific type of crisis intervention. Usually, this is used after the traumatic event like a fire, typhoon, accidents, or anything really stressful. Trained social workers or facilitators gather the people who experience it and let them talk about what happened, express their emotions, and learn ways to cope with the stress. The purpose of this is to release emotional tension and help them recover faster before it turns into something worse, like trauma or depression. It's like giving people a safe space to process that they've gone through. Next is crisis. What is crisis? Crisis is an upset in a steady state, meaning a sudden problem or event that disturbs a person's normal life. It because strong emotions and makes it hard to think clearly or solve problems. A crisis is not a disease but a normal part of life, and everyone can experience it. It is a time of struggle to cope with the situation and regain balance. Meaning, a crisis itself is a sudden event that disturbs person's normal routine or balance. It is when someone feels overwhelmed and cannot think straight and doesn't know what to do. But it is important to understand that crisis is not sickness or illness. It's just a temporary emotional reaction to something hard or unexpected. Everyone can experience it, and with the right help and support, people can bounce back stronger than before.
The next one is about the main elements of a crisis. Number one is a stressful event or precipitating stress. This is something that starts the crisis. So, in the stressful event or precipitating stress, there are three types. Number one is the hazardous circumstances or experience. A dangerous or painful event like an accident, sudden death of a loved one, or natural disaster. So this is about a sudden event that has a shock and fear to a person. For example, is a person loses their home in a typhoon. Example number two is a driver is badly injured in a road crash. Number two is developmental or maturational stress. A normal life change that causes stress like puberty, entering school, becoming a parent, going through menopause, or tiring. So in the developmental, it is something na you are entering something new and you're not familiar with it, so you are overwhelmed by the event. For example, is a new mother feels overwhelmed caring for her baby. A teenager feels anxious about entering high school. Number three is about the transitional or situational stress. A change in life situation like leaving or losing a job, moving to a new place, or separation from a husband. So, ang sa transitional naman, it is pagka-same siya dun sa hazardous, pero yung hazardous is it needs immediate help, while sa transitional naman, yung situation is parang nakaka-upset lang yung situation kasi ganun yung nangyari. And example for the transitional is someone feels lost and lonely after moving to a new city. Yes. So the second element of the crisis is the perception of stress. This is how a person sees or understands the stressful event. They may see it as a threat to their goals, safety, or emotional needs. Sa perception of stress, it is something how you see a situation or event. For example, is if they see the event as very dangerous or hopeless, they will feel more upset. If they see it as a challenge they can handle, they may cope better. For example, in the perception of stress, losing a job may make one person feel they will never find work, so they may feel fear, while another sees it as a chance to learn new skills. Another example is after a small house fire, one person may think I am not safe anywhere, but another may think I can rebuild and get help. In addition, about the perception of stress, two people can have the same event but react very differently in the situation because it is something how they understand or view a situation among themselves. 3 in the element of the crisis. Number 3 is about the response phase. This is the time when the person feels strong emotions and imbalance. They may feel, yung mga common signs niya is, they may feel tension and discomfort, difficulty thinking clearly or making decisions, changes in daily behavior and routines, feelings of helplessness, pressure, and anxiety. For example is, after a car accident, a person may be nervous, not sleep, and avoid riding in cars. Number 2 is, after a breakup, a person may stop eating, not go to work, or cry often. So in the response phase, it can last a short time or in a long time. If reactions are too strong and last long, the person may need support from friends, family, or professionals. Early help can prevent the problem from getting worse. So the last part, or number 4 in the main elements of the crisis, is about the resolution phase. In this stage, this is when the person tries to solve or recover from the problem. The outcome can be positive or adaptive, and the other one is the negative, or what we call maladaptive, depending on how they see the stressful event, how they cope and respond, what kind of help or support they receive. For example is, example scenario is about, after losing a job, one person may take it as a chance to find a better one. It is a adaptive thinking, or the positive one. While another may lose hope. After losing a job, they may lose hope and isolate themselves. That is the negative, or the maladaptive thinking.
My topic is about crisis intervention. So crisis intervention is a process used to help people, families, or group who are going through a very stressful time or sudden problem. The goal is to guide them back to balance, help them cope in healthy ways, and prevent harmful reactions. Characteristics of crisis intervention. Number 1, short-term or time-limited. Crisis intervention is not long therapy. It focuses only on stabilizing the person quickly within a short period of time. Number 2, focus on here and now. It concentrates on the current problem and present reaction, not deep past issues. Number 3, immediate stabilization and safety. Priority is to reduce emotional distress fast and make sure the person is safe physically and emotionally. Number 4, active directive approach. The helper plays a guiding role and provides directions, structure, and support, not just passive listening. Number 5, client empowerment or coping. The goal is to help the person regain control, build coping skills, use their strengths, and function again. Crisis intervention in social work is linked with the writing of Eric Lindemann, Gerald Jacobson, Gerald Kaplan, Howard Parad, Naomi Golan, and Lydia Rapoport. It is a short-term and fast response used to help people, families, or groups who are facing a sudden crisis. The goal is to give help as soon as possible, usually within 24 to 72 hours after a person requests or cries for help. There should be no waiting list, no long intake process, and no transfer of workers because the person needs immediate support. Since the crisis is urgent, social workers are start helping right away, even before doing full assessments of plans. Participation is usually voluntary and clients are expected to cooperate in finding solutions. Most crises last only 4 to 6 weeks, so about 6 sessions sessions are often enough to help a person regain balance. The two main goals of crisis intervention are number one, to reduce the immediate emotional impact of the stressful event. Number two, to help the person and those around them use their strengths, coping skills, and support system to handle the crisis in a healthy way. Example: after a house fire, a family gives a cry for help to a social worker. The worker immediately responds, comfort them, help them find temporary shelter, and connect them to relatives and local aid for recovery.
Phases in crisis intervention. There are three phases in crisis-oriented work. A. Assessment phase. This is the first phase of crisis intervention. It means checking and understanding the client's situation to know if a crisis really exists and how serious it is. So, ito yung unang stage, kumbaga dito chine-check ng social worker if legit crisis ba yung situation and kung gaano ka serious. And parang ina-assess muna the whole picture before the intervention. And the social worker studies 5 important parts of the client's condition. Number 1, hazardous event. The stressful event that started the problem. For example, an accident or loss. So, ito yung main reason kung bakit nagsisimula yung problem, like an accident, breakup, death, or any major loss. Number 2, the vulnerable or upset state. How the person emotionally reacted to that event. Dito naman is tinitingnan kung paano nagre-react emotionally si client kung nalungkot, na-stress, or na-overwhelm ba siya after the event. Number 3 is the precipitating factors, the last event that made the person seek for help. So, ito yung last show na nagka-move kay person to ask for help na like parang, okay, hindi na kaya, like kailangan ko na ng tulong. Number 4, state of active crisis, the point when tension becomes too much and the person feels out of balance. Ito yung peak ng crisis, like sobrang intense na hindi na makapag-function ng maayos kasi sobra na yung emotional tension ni client. And then, number 5 is the state of reintegration or reorganization. How the person tries to adjust, recover, either in a healthy or unhealthy way. So, dito nagsimula, dito sinusubukan ni client na mag-adjust at umawi. Like, pwedeng in a healthy coping, like seeking support, or unhealthy, like isolating or ignoring the issues. During the first interview, the worker focuses on the here and now. They quickly gathered important details about what happened, who is involved, and how serious it is. The worker also observes how the client feels, thinks, and behaves, and check their physical and emotional state. So, sa first meeting pa lang or sa first interview pa lang is nakafocus na agad sa presence, like ano yung nangyari, sino yung involved, and kung gaano ka serious. And ino-observe din ni worker kung paano mag-isip, mag-react, at kumilos si client. And the worker helps the client express feelings like sadness, guilt, fear, or anxiety, and looks for any past problems related to the current crisis. Once the client feels calmer and more in control, the workers and the client can start talking about how to solve or resolve the crisis. So, tinutulungan ni worker si client na mag-express ng kanyang feelings like sadness or guilt para mas gumaan yung kanyang pakiramdam or kanyang feelings. And then, kapag mas kalmado na, doon sila mag-start na mag-plan ng ways paano i-fix or i-resolve ang crisis.
Middle phase, implementation of treatment. This is the time when the social worker and the client start fixing their problem. They make plans and do action to help the client feel better and safe again. The type of task, material arrangement task, helping with real things the clients need like food, money, house, and medicine. For example, helping a family find a place to stay after a fire. Psychosocial tasks, helping with feelings and thoughts like being sad, scared, or angry. For example, listening and teaching ways to calm down. The treatment techniques, first is sustaining techniques, or giving comfort and hope so the client feel cared for. For example, saying, "You can do this, everything will be okay." Direct influence procedure, giving advice or guidance to make good choices. For example, telling someone not to hurt themselves or others. Direct intervention, so the worker acts fast when someone is in danger. For example, stopping someone from suicide or harm. 4. Reflective discussion techniques, or talking and thinking together about what happened to understand better. For example, asking why do you think felt that way. 5. Behavioral modification techniques, or teaching new good behavior and stopping bad ones using rewards or practice. For example, praising someone for staying calm instead of shouting. In short, the social worker helps by giving what's needed, listening with care, teaching better ways to cope, and keeping everyone safe.
Termination phase. This is the final phase of crisis intervention. As the session came to an end, the worker and the client review progress, looking at what problems were solved, what coping skills the client learned, connections made with family, friends, or community support. Phases in crisis intervention, they also plan for the future so the client can handle life independently. The worker promises to be available if a new crisis happens. The termination phase is the final part of the crisis intervention, where the social workers and client review all their progress together. Dito tinitingnan kung anong mga problema ang nasolusyonan, anong coping skills ang natutunan ng client, at kung handa na siyang tumayo sa sarili niyang paa. It's not just about ending the session, but making sure the client can handle future challenges independently while still knowing that the worker is there if ever a new crisis happens. According to Golan, the worker should be active, purposeful, and committed, showing the client that they are capable, reliable, and willing to take risks to help. Workers rule according to Golan, ang worker dapat ay active, purposeful, at committed. Active meaning participation siya sa bawat step at hindi lang basta nakikinig. Purposeful, bawat ginagawa niya ay may goal para matulungan ang client. Committed, handang tumulong at ipakita sa client na maasahan siya kahit mahirap ang sitwasyon. Example, after helping a family recover from a flood, the social worker review how they manage housing, emotional support, and community help ensures that family can cope on their own and let them know they can call if another problem arises. Meaning, the goal is not to abandon them but to make sure they can stand their own. Target population and crisis intervention group help 3 main type of people. Number 1 is individual in crisis. People who are going through personal traumatic event, example, victims of rape or domestic violence. Kadalasan sila yung may matinding emotional distress at kailangan ng immediate psychological support. 2 is people in collective crisis. Group affected by large-scale event, example, families affected by flood or earthquake. Ang tulong dito ay mas malawak kasi kailangan ng coordination ng mga social workers, LGUs, at relief agencies. 3 is people connect to those in crisis. professionals or volunteers who support crisis victims, example, social workers, nurses, or relief volunteers help disaster victim. Kahit sila ay hindi biktima, minsan naapektuhan din sila emotionally dahil sa bigat ng mga sitwasyong hinaharap nila. Kaya kailangan din nila ng crisis support. This group used from a group session and are found in many social work and welfare agencies. In summary, the termination phase is about evaluating the client's progress, planning for independence, and providing emotional closures. The target population tell us who benefit from crisis intervention: individuals, families, and even helpers. The goal of both concepts is to help people recover, become stronger, and regain control of their lives after a crisis.
Good morning, sir. My name is Hanan A. Palawan, and my part is the advantages of group crisis intervention. In this approach, focuses on providing emotional support, promoting coping strategies, and fostering collective healing. So, the group crisis interventions has benefits that individual sessions do not. These include, number 1, people can talk about their feelings with others who understand. Number 2, being in a group gives comfort and hope. Number 3, sharing helps people to see their own strength. Number 4, group members can give each other advice on how to deal with the crisis. And lastly, the members can share information about helps in the community. Like for example, in a group for people who lost their homes in a storm, everyone's talk about their feelings, supports each other, shares way to cope, and gives tips about local help like shelters and donations.
Now we are going to present about the critical case study today, which is the Mapayapa group, and how are we going to apply the principles of the crisis incident stress debriefing, or the CISD, to help a community shattered by trauma. First is, the scene is in the town of the Mapayapa in southern Luzon, which endured 3 months of military attack that resulted to homes destroyed and crops lost, and 1,600 people living in makeshift shelters suffering from hunger and illness. But within this general crisis, the social workers identified a more acute focused trauma. The abduction of 7 men in a group was formed from the immediate victims, 5 wives and 2 mothers, all sharing a common overwhelming pain. They were experiencing the full spectrum of crisis symptoms: shock, anxiety, paralyzed, guilty, and severe sleep problems. They were struggling just to function in their daily roles. The intervention that had 2 clear practice goals. First is to help the members cope within the emotional crisis from the abductions. Second is to guide them to make a realistic short-term plans regarding their missing loved ones. The structured approach we adopted is called the Crisis Incident Stress Debriefing. It's more than just talking. It is a 7-phase process to design to normalize stress reactions, provide support, and stabilize victims shortly after a critical incident. Our 4-phase plan aligns strategically with the CISD space. Session 1 tackled the most immediate need: emotional release and stabilization. This is where we began the phase 1. This starts off setting rules and ensuring confidentiality, which is vital for building trust in fearful area. And then we move to phase 2, which is the sharing the crisis. We ask them to share not just what happened, but how they feel and how they feel now. This simple act of speaking, starting with someone's less distress, provide instant neutral support and broke the isolating shock. Next is, we finish the relaxation exercise, which is the simple deep breathing to physically stabilize bodies riddled with the tension and anxiety. Next is the confronting the cognitive chaos. Sessions 2 was the crucial step of bringing order to their confused thoughts. And phase 3, the understanding symptoms, we taught them that their fatigue, constant worry, and anger were normal reactions to an abnormal event. This normalization immediately reduced feelings of isolation and fear of going crazy. It's also involved in the phase 4, understanding the grief. We had to confront paralyzing feelings like guilt, the feeling that they should have done more, and we clarified fears and challenge unrealistic beliefs by acknowledging the profound loss they were facing, the loss of security, status, and their loved ones' presence. Next is a mobilizing resources and coping. By session 3, with the emotions normalized, the thoughts and we shifted the focus from distress to empowerment. This CSSD Phase 5, Coping with Stress, the members created an inventory of their resource, personnel like Monina's calm nature, family like Ali and Lydia's other children, and community like the NGO mission itself. They assess their current coping mechanism. They realize things like isolating oneself like Elisa was doing were ineffective. We replaced them with healthy strategies, prioritizing self-care, proper rest, and nutrition, and recognizing that the group itself was now a powerful resource. Next is the session 4, the action planning and future direction. The final session 4, solidified their journey from victimhood to action. In phase 6, 5, planning for contingency, the goal was to make realistic short-term plans. This is where they decide to collectively approach an advocacy group or designate a spokesperson to manage external communication. In the final phase, summarizing and evaluating, they solidify the key lessons, accepting reality and prioritizing self-care. Crucially, they evaluate their progress and had the option to continue as a self-help group or transition to an action group to advocate for their missing loved ones. Next is to reiterate the success of the module. In conclusion, the Mapayapa Group case study demonstrates the effectiveness of a structured crisis intervention. By following the principle of CISD over 4 sessions, the social workers successfully moved this 7 women from a state of acute emotional paralysis to cognitive stability and ultimately to empowered